This woman writes this post. She says, I sacrifice my own happiness out of love. What that kind of communicates is that she's putting other people's needs first and not acknowledging her own needs. Now, when this happens, oftentimes she'll experience what she just said in the title, that I sacrifice my own happiness. And so it's like she doesn't feel happy. And so it's like after a while of just only giving to other people and never giving to yourself, it's just like your fuel tank is on empty. And it's like when your fuel tank is on empty, then it's like you just act out in ways because you're feeling like really down. And so it's so important to really take care of yourself. And that's when a sense of selfishness comes into play. Because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't effectively take care of others. So just realize that, I know it does feel good to take care of other people, and you get that fix of feeling good, and contribution is massively important in life. But if you don't contribute to yourself, you won't have anything to give after a long duration. So she's 31. She says, I met him when I was 21. We became best friends immediately, and we were inseparable. He liked me. I didn't want a relationship at the time, but we did everything together. We explored and shared music and got to know each other on a deep level. Okay. Seemingly 21, they seem to be inexperienced. They're basically in this friend zone thing and then talking about deep stuff. I rejected him time. There we go. Look at that. Dude, you can predict these things once you basically understand these patterns. It's just like clockwork. I rejected him time and time again because I wasn't ready. And so it's like these are all learnable skills and learnable patterns that you can recognize the principles behind why this works, why it doesn't. And then you'll just be able to basically almost like see things before they happen. And I'm not saying it's like some intelligent thing that I'm so good at reading relationships. It's like, well, no, I've just put in work to understand patterns just like anybody else can, that basically just goes into my work and just basically repeats over and over and over again. And what you'll find is the same patterns repeat. It's really just a limited handful of problems that just happen. Oh yeah, okay. I was listening to Steve Harvey the other day on an interview or like a motivational video or whatever, and he was saying everyone has the same problems. It's just the details are different. But it's like if you can just recognize those same problems that everyone has, it's like you just see it over and over again. But it is fun because it does have like the details make it fun, make that variety. A year went by and I was away traveling and spent that time hooking up with people and feeling alone. I realized I missed him. What happened? Space. Now they get space there. They've got this distance. Just like that, man. It's like attraction is not a choice. It's something that's learned. If you can learn to act in accordance with those actions, attraction happens naturally. So as you realize you missed him, and it hit me that I had feelings for him all of a sudden with that space. I asked him to hang out once I got back, and I was going to tell him how I felt. But before I could, he told me he met someone. Now it's in the realm of you're wanting even more what you can't have. I knew I could have still told him how I felt and been with him if I wanted to, but I decided he would be better off and maybe even happier with this other person, so I never told him. They casually dated for months, never getting too serious or making anything official. We went to the beach one night, and on the car drive home, I had the most intense urge to hold his hand and tell him how I felt. I sat there in the passenger seat staring at his hand. You'll notice this. Women will stare at your hand. They'll stare at your lips if they're wanting you to make a move or thinking about making a move themselves. Be aware of that, pick up on those clues, and then basically capitalize on those invitations to make a move. And I decided once again he'd be better off. They started dating officially, and I dated someone else to help numb the pain. I woke up one night and I said, I love you to the person I was with, but called them by the best friend's name. Oh, man. I broke up with them. And my best friend had already gotten serious with their relationship. It's been a few years since then, and they're getting married now. Wow, that sucks. It still kills me inside, but I'm happy that they're happy because they deserve to be. And they're with someone who treats them amazingly. That's why it's so important to really know how to behave in relationships, because this guy, he could have got this girl. Maybe he was like really, really into this girl. Maybe this girl writing this post was his dream girl. And, you know, he just didn't know how to behave in a way that raised her attraction, and he basically pushed her away. And so it's like, if you don't know these skills, then when your dream girl comes, it's like you might not be able to hold her or keep her with you, or keep her wanting to be with you, or keep courting her in a way that's really effective that raises her attraction. And so it's like you owe it to yourself to learn these things, and just kind of go dive deep into content and just immerse yourself with content and apply the content. And get to the point where you do so much work that it's just a natural reaction, an automatic reaction, in order to act in these ways that build her attraction, you know. So that sucks. It's like, from her perspective, he's getting married now. It's like, what are you going to do? It's like, now are you going to tell him as a last ditch effort? Or are you just going to let him go, you know? But it's like an important one to note, you know, when he was pursuing, when he agreed to be in friend zone, when he was basically just seeing each other, they were seeing each other all the time in this friend zone thing, always closeness. He's probably pursuing, you know, she wasn't attracted to him, but now she has intense attraction when he's found someone else, when he's given her space, when he's basically moved on, when she can't have him.